Hello and welcome back to the second Advent Calendar episode of this year's Ekonomernas Dagar. My name is Sanna and I'm the marketing manager.
My name is Tove and I'm the vice marketing manager.
And we are the hosts for today's second Advent Calendar episode. And today's guest is Ungcancer, and this is actually not the first time that Ekonomernas Dagar has a collaboration with them. Earlier years, students had a possibility to make bracelets during the fair day. And that's exactly what we're going to do today.
And since Pågen is sponsoring all of our Advent Calendar episodes, we're of course going to try one of their Christmas edition buns later in the episode.
But without further ado, let's welcome our guest Fredrik Sandvall from Ungcancer, who's here with us via link. Hello Fredrik, it's very nice to have you here.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So before we get into the real questions, we will do a quick little Christmas quick questions to get in the Christmas mood. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, The Holiday or Love Actually?
I'd say The Holiday.
Janssons frestelse or Potato Gratin?
When it comes to Christmas, I'd have to say Janssons.
And skis or pulka?
Since I don't really ski, I'd have to say Pulka, because it's more fun.
Okay.
Good answer.
Nice.
Yeah, so me and Tove will start making the bracelets. And we're very interested now in the organization, so can you tell us a bit in short, what is Ungcancer and what does this organization stand for?
Young Cancer, or Ungcancer, is an organization for young adults affected by cancer. And like when we say affected by cancer, we mean if you've either been diagnosed with cancer or if you're a relative to someone with cancer. And you're supposed to be like a young adult, so it's between 16 to 30 years old. And we do a lot of different things, but the main thing is that no one are supposed to feel alone in their situation when they get cancer or if they're related to someone. Mm-hmm. And also when we say related, we don't necessarily mean blood related. It's more like you could be a good friend or something, because we see that a lot of people get very much affected if they have friends as well, for example. So we don't really care about a relation to the person. And we create different places for our members to meet. It's mostly, as I said, to not feel alone in your situation, but we can also give different kinds of scholarships to get money for either if you need psychological help, or if you need help with your physical health, maybe you need a gym card or something, or if you just need money to get by, to pay your rent and everything, because it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of expensive to get sick, especially if you're a young adult. And of course we also try to change society, or also in healthcare, in order for young adults to become an age group that you talk about. Today you only talk about kids or you talk about adults, but in fact young adults are like a very important group to talk about, because there's a lot in life that happens, and it's also a part in life where both you and society don't really think, or it's not fit for you to get ill, because you're not supposed to get sick when you're in that age. So there's a lot of different things that we need to change or think about in order to make a difference.
Yeah, very, very interesting. For how long have you been at Young Cancer, and how did you get introduced to the organization in the first place?
I've been at Young Cancer for 8 years almost.
Oh.
And it was actually by coincidence I started to follow the organization in social media, and I thought that they had a very different take on communication and talking about like cancer and sickness in a different way than I've seen other organizations talk about it. So it made me interested, and I actually started as a volunteer. So I helped with the different graphic things, and also help with the bracelets and things in the web shop, just like on my spare time. And then a job opening suddenly happened, and I got in as an administrator, and from then I've been working with a lot of different things, and now I'm a marketing manager, and that's what I do.
Cool. How and when was Ung Cancer founded?
It's actually our 10-year anniversary this year.
Really?
It was founded by Julia. Her name was Julia, and her friend Hannah. And it was because when Julia was 21 years old, she got colon cancer, which is a very rare type of cancer to get in that age. So when she visited the hospital, or when she went to the hospital, she shared like rooms and stuff with older men. And when she asked the nurses and doctors if she could where she could meet other people in her same situation in her own age, they couldn't say anything, and there wasn't really an organization for her to turn to, because all of the organization was mostly made up from people that were older, and her friend, or her best friend Hannah, she kind of felt the same way as a relative or a best friend. She had questions that she couldn't ask Julia, because you don't talk about different or all the things that you think about maybe, and she felt alone in her situation. So when Julia was finally free from cancer, they started to talk about it, and they also started to look for other people in the same situation as them, and saw that there were so many other people that wrote their own blogs or put things on social media, mostly like Facebook in these days, because Instagram wasn't really a thing back then. And they saw that there were like hundreds of others looking for the same thing as them. So that was like kind of the story of Young Cancer, and the name is also like based on what you search on. It's Young and Cancer. It's the most common search that you do if you get cancer and you're young. So it's kind of
And I know I read on your website that you have like different campaigns going on. Can you tell me a bit more about those and what the difference is between them?
Yeah, we have different campaigns. It's like some of them are shorter, for just a shorter period of time, a month or so, and then we have ongoing campaigns all the time. Like the closest one we just had was this September. We had a campaign for relatives that we call the one that stands beside, and it was more about the feelings and feelings and quotes and different people that are relatives that talked about the feelings that they've been through and things they've been through. Some of them, like how it is to be raised by a parent with cancer, like where their parent been sick for like 15 years almost, and what it does to you in different parts of life. And also where we talked a lot about the guilt and shame of being a relative, because you can't really talk about all those feelings that you have, that you might feel good or feel relieved when someone might die, because you kind of holding on like to different feelings that you they can't really be released until the day that someone passes, and that's okay to have, because you can also be like super sad anyway. The feelings don't really like take out each other. And then we also talk a lot about check your balls. It's our ongoing campaign for several years now, because testicular cancer is the most common cancer in the age group that we work with. So we talk about that because guys in particular are really bad at going to the doctors if something's wrong, and a lot of people don't really know what to do. So it's very important to talk about that. And we also talk a lot about the cancer hangover, which is really common among or in our age group. And it's mostly about like the physical, psychological, and social aftermath of a cancer diagnosis. That a lot of or more people nowadays they get through cancer, which is super good. But we're also kind of bad at actually seeing what happens afterwards. As for young adults, a lot of people can have like what you call like fatigue, that you get more tired, or things can happen to your body that is not normal for another people in your age group, which like healthcare or social systems don't really recognize, because there's like you should be well now. Your cancer is gone, but
Yeah.
I mean the cancer has left your body, but it hasn't really, and it hasn't really left your mind. It kind of left you somewhere where you weren't supposed to be. So that's something that we talk a lot about, because there has to be a change in both healthcare and social systems for this to like be recognized.
Yes.
Oh, our bracelets are getting somewhere.
Yes. How's yours?
Oh, that's
Oh,
one
yeah.
second.
Because we both have.
You're the expert.
Yeah, exactly. Looks good from here.
Awesome. Yeah, because as we're sitting here, we have both. We got two types of bracelets. One of them is in color, and one of them is in black and white. And what we're writing here is "fuck cancer," and I wanted to ask you about that. Like, is there a story behind why your bracelet says "fuck cancer," or is there a specific reason behind it?
I think it's when Julia and Hannah started the organization, they kind of wanted like something young and something young, something catchy, and also something a bit, what do you say, provocative. Because we've always said that like cancer is a kind of a provocative sickness. It just comes into your life and ruin it. And therefore we need a provocative word to match it. So from there, it actually became "fuck cancer," and it's been our like both. Nowadays, it's our trademark. We're the only one who can use it in Sweden, but it's also been like our what you call war cry almost. It's something that we say, and some people love it, some people hate it because they think it's a bad word. But as I said, we kind of think that it's the cancer that's the bad word in "fuck cancer," not "fuck." So
Definitely.
and from them, it's been used on like shirts, bracelets. The bracelets are like the thing that kind of got off mostly, but we use it now for a way to make people not feel alone, but also like a way to help the organization money-wise.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah. And like, what's the best thing about working with Ung Cancer? Do you have a best memory from this job?
I'd say that the best thing is like actually seeing the difference that you make, or the organization make. Not that I make, but what we do together. And especially now that I've been working for a few years, I can actually see like a difference. As I said, like the Check Your Balls campaign, it started in 2013 and has been like different from since. But when you actually talk to people or members and they say that I saw this campaign and it made me check myself, and I realized that I should go see the doctor, and then and that's really cool when you know that, oh wait, I was there, I helped with this campaign that actually hopefully made a person like get help in time, which is really cool. But I think still one of the most memorable things when we was at our biggest meeting place, and this girl was there, and she had her mom there as well because she was so sick, and her friends as well. So she actually had like an IV bag on her with like some like it was a thing with a treatment. And when like this music started playing, she actually got up and danced with like the IV stand that she had with her friends. And her mom was just like sitting in a corner, just like bawling, crying, because she said like this is the most happy I've seen her in months. So that was like super duper special just to see that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And how can people get involved? Like, can anyone be a part of Ung Cancer?
If you are a relative, or if you have or had cancer, you can of course become a member, and you can like join the different things that we do, different meeting places, and you could become you can help with doing like cancer talks at companies or at hospitals and such. And if you're not, you could be a volunteer. We usually need volunteers when we do different kind of like meeting places. We have this thing where you can actually go and either listen to us or our members talking, and you can make the bracelet at the same time. And usually we need like a couple of volunteers there. And if you want to do that, you can just like check in on ungcancer.se and just to look for information there. Otherwise, it's also just like you could just like share our contents with everyone, or just talk about us, or of course also like give donations or whatever. It's everything counts.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fredrik, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It was very fun and interesting to talk about Ung Cancer.
Thank you.
And make sure to follow Ung Cancer on social media. And if you want to buy these bracelets, you can do it at Ung Cancer's website. And also these cost 100 crowns. And you can also swish however much you want to this number somewhere here.
Yeah.
And you can type in the information box ED 2021.
Yes. But awesome. So thank you for today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so now it's time to taste a new flavor of Pågen's Gifflar, Christmas edition. And today it's pepparkaka, gingerbread in English. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Exciting. Okay, then we'll rate that 1 to 5.
Smells like gingerbread.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's really like a combination of the original one with a taste of gingerbread. Right?
Mm. I think that was the purpose.
Yeah.
But they taste like they should taste. I really like them.
Me too.
I would say a 4.
Yeah, a 4. A 4. It's a 4. So it's a 4 for me.
And a 4 for me for Gifflar gingerbread.
Gingerbread. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today for this second Advent Calendar episode. And we had really fun making these bracelets.
And make sure to check out Ung Cancer and follow Ekonomernas Dagar also on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye!
Bye bye!